Good morning, good morning. We sang the whole day through. Good morning to you. Right, back again. This is day 3 of this, isn't it? When I've come back here and ended up doing this again. Here we go. Don't need that. Recycle. You're supposed to recycle, so don't forget to recycle. Else women get upset, don't they? Let's see what's going on. Is there somebody in here already? That's incredible. Let me pull my finger out and get... I should do this. Yesterday I did exactly the same, didn't I? Should have been here, ready to go, but I wasn't. Need to turn volume down. This same every day now. Nemo, a.k.a. Doll Crew. How are you? Good morning to you from heaven. Camera's got a bit wonky, but that's life, isn't it? Where are the orders? Let's get things cracking. Queuing outside to get in. Very good. Very good. We like a queue in heaven. Sometimes when we're not working over weekend, we have to let dead people pile up outside because we can't always be here. Because sometimes death goes out on Lash as well. 9 to 10 would be... Let's have a look at you. Yeah, man. No, that's an adult one. That's massive. So is that. But this'll do. So, what are you doing today? I've got a few jobs to do and a lot of calls to make from here in heaven. It's good to see people in here, look. How's the weather? You're having 26 degrees. Whereabouts are you? We have got it. It was quite warm when I went out. It was, I'd say it's about 19 outside. That's not ready. Southeast. That is, southeast is like Sussex and places like that. Sussex. East Sussex. Is that right? Black dot ready. Yep. It's lovely down there. So are you on the coast? Hey, Cordilleran. How are you this morning? It's good to see people popping in to say hello to God. Horse riding. I gotta make sure I don't fry everything today. So have you been in to see Green Bay Wacky this morning? You didn't want to talk about it, but somebody said that it had some death threats, which is weird, isn't it? People sending death threats to YouTubers. Very, very weird. I can only imagine when the people that do stuff like that, like children or small kids who are just messing around and being stupid. I don't know, it doesn't upset me at all when I get them, but didn't hear. I don't know who did it. He's sort of not talking about it, so I think he wants to keep quiet about it. But it doesn't affect me, but I know it does affect some people. And I'll tell you something else as well, right, which I've noticed. And I've only been on back on on YouTube for a couple of months, if that. So I'll tell you something else I've noticed is that with the addition of live streaming, which is something that never happened when I was on it before, with the addition of live streaming has come a lot of people making friends, real friends online, but a lot of drama. It's attracted a lot of drama queens, which is not necessary. Hasn't it just? Yep, it has. No, sorry, I meant who got them again. Who got what? Oh, who got the death threats? Green Bay Wacky. I don't know who the other ones were. I can't remember, but a few people. But Green Bay Wacky was one of them. Why does that open for nothing? Random. So shall I tell you what we're making next? We are making horse vests to keep people safe when they ride their horses. Ironically, I'm allergic to horses. Lordy, lordy! That's me, isn't it? It means nothing, though. There's a couple of channels that I go to, and they discuss it, and it's meaningful to them, and trolling is meaningful to them. But actually, unless it's sort of your personal Facebook and there's people you might bump into you in your village who are abusing you, that's nasty. That is bullying. But on YouTube, it's highly unlikely you're going to bump into anybody, and that sort of thing. Whoa, what are you doing now? Go on, boy. That sort of thing means absolutely nothing. Take it with a pinch of salt. It means nothing. Nothing will ever happen. It's nonsense. So, scooter. Pen. I'm just going over there, look. And I will be back in a second. Not quite a second, but in a bit. And then I've got to go out to get some stuff. Because I've only got coffee in here. I can't live off coffee, it'll kill me. Too much coffee can't be good for you. So I need to get some juice. I would like to blame people for moving all my stuff and taking it out of arm's length, but it's not. It's always me. It's always my fault. Oh, tomorrow. Be back in a sec, yeah. Tomorrow is Rant Jam's 420 Spectacular. So I've not really had a chance to speak to him a lot, but from what I gather, he's going to get all the musicians and singers onto a panel, and they're all going to perform live. I'm not sure if that's exactly what's happening. I'm making up what I don't know. But I will be there. I just need to pre-warn Mary tonight that she can't come popping around here at 1 and 2 o'clock asking me to take a bloody shopping like she normally does. Because I will not be going shopping. I forbid shopping on a Friday. That's a little scooter, man. It's hard to see because I've got black on today. Yeah, really good. Really good. Rant Jams is really good. It sort of helps everybody get... It helps everybody link together and helps you find the channels that you wanna be seeing and watching. So since I met with Rant Jams only 3 weeks ago, and I'm not sure how many people follow me, but I had 300 before I met him. And I think I've been back on YouTube for 2 months. I have a feeling I'm around, well, I was 666 yesterday. So there you go. So there you go, Mr. Rant Jams has done that. And not just Rant Jams, but the community around Rant Jams as well. The Transparent Trucker, who I haven't seen for about 3 days, so I don't know where he is. And Green Bay Wacky, great. Lunatic Dad again, another one, great. All these people have helped grow the channel. Recipes with Gayata, if you can find her. I should link her into one of my videos. Again, another good one. I've got hiccups. Should have plugged my phone in so we don't run out of battery. Ding, ding, doo, doo. So, come on. Oh, deny. Don't want to be doing that. What's everybody else doing today? Let's have a little talk about what you're doing today. I'm just going to turn it on your side so it's that's better. That's better, isn't it? Can see better now. If I go live on this phone, don't turn that on. If I go live on this phone, it tells me how many people are in and everything. But I'm just watching on this so that I can read because the computer I'm on is right over there. So I might be talking to myself for all I know. My son. It's Yorkshire, innit? I have just been to the post office and there's going to be at least 3 or 4 trips to the post office today. I'm so far behind. And yesterday, if you was in yesterday, I was talking about the martial arts stuff that I make. So Mrs. Martial Arts will be in about an hour. They are the most unreliable people on the planet. Kicking people's heads in is what they live for. Not getting to where they're supposed to be. Come on, come. Oh, you can't sing that, can you? We're talking about Gary Glitter over there. I'll tell you, one day I will tell you my Gary Glitter. Megan Fox, good morning. How are you? I will do another separate video where I tell you about my Gary Glitter story. It's not pervy or anything, but it's quite funny, really. Better? Were we poorly? I hit the like, my friend. Great, Nemo. I love you. Yeah, so I do have a Gary Glitter story that's sort of indirectly about Gary Glitter. And it was funny at the time. We didn't know the extent of what Gary Glitter had done really at that time. He's a lunatic. Anita, hello. Good to see you too. Oh, come on. What's going on here? Something not right. I'm very good, thank you. It's nice to see you back in heaven again. I can get to my coffee machine now because we're slowly tidying this office up. Glitter, he was nuts. If I get a second, I'll When I get sat down, I'll tell you the Gary Glitter story. Let me just move all this stuff that's clogging me up. Oh, coffee cup. I take a little risk every time I go out of this office dressed like this, because there's another office down there. So, right, let me get my coffee sorted, and then I'll tell you about Gary Glitter. Somebody stole my spoon. Where's my spoon? Where's the company spoon gone? Oh. Yeah, just as I think I'm getting everything sorted. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I go in a bar, right, and I go in a bar and it does karaoke, and the guy sometimes plays Gary Glitter songs, which is just nuts. You'd have thought it just must be forbidden. But yeah, he's the guy's about 70 and he still plays Gary Glitter. Where? Can't find my spoon. That's one sugar, I think. Bless him, yeah. Bless him, the mad fuck. But he plays a leader. What the frig is that about? Oi, what's going on here? What? Oh, someone's taken my bloody coffee machine to bits. I saw all these things in the kitchen and I'm thinking, I wonder what they are. But it turns out it's my coffee machine. How does that fit on there? Right, we're cooking again now. There we go. There we go. Right. Okay, I am back now, and I'll just get my coffee, and then I'll tell you my Gary Glitter story. Come on, coffee machine. Come on. Oh, yay! Right. Oh, don't make a mess of it. Just clean this table. Right, so are we ready for the Gary Glitter story? Why is this not getting hot? Oh, that's why. Okay. Let's do the Gary Glitter story then. So, the week that Gary Glitter got caught being a paedophile, and the police arrested him. Never telling a story, I know. can say anything on God's stream. Okay, so Gary Glitter, right? So we're on holiday in Tenerife, and just down the road from us is a bar called the Elvis Bar. If you've ever been, you'll know it. It's quite famous. And they have acts on. So there's a guy, one night he's Elvis Presley, next night he's Gary Glitter, next night he's Paul McCartney, and he's Ozzy Osbourne, same guy. So one night he does Elvis Presley. I'm not a big Elvis Presley fan, so I'll go down and have a drink. In this bar, watch him do his Elvis Presley act, and on board it says next to him, tomorrow night, Gary Glitter. This is the day that Gary Glitter's getting found out. So we don't know anything about it because we're on holiday. We go out, get drunk, and wake up the day after, and I said to my friend, you know what, before we go out tonight, we've got to go and see Gary Glitter. That'll be a great night. Imagine that. That'll be all the favourite songs where everybody's jumping on tables and chanting and leader, leader. So we walks downtown and picks up the newspaper, and it says, Gary Glitter, pedo Gary Glitter arrested. Like, whoa, who would have thought that Gary Glitter is a pedo? So walks back up past the Elvis Bar, and the sign outside's changed. No longer it says Gary Glitter tonight. It says Elvis Presley tonight, which were on the night before. I said, oh, well, that's rubbish. So I don't want to go see Elvis Presley again. You can only see that. It's rubbish once. And he goes, come on, well, we'll just have a drink on way down. So we walks down on way down, and the guy has not turned up yet, who's Gary Glitter. And Elvis Presley is advertised all over the bar. And the guy behind the bar is the guy who runs the whole show. He does the sound and everything. And he says, I said, oh, no Gary Glitter then? He goes, oh, no. Imagine if we did that. Anyway, so the act arrives, and he's backstage, and there's a telephone to the bar. And he says, right, I'm ready. The guy behind the bar says, tonight, please welcome on stage. I can't remember what the guy's name was. So-and-so, so-and-so. And the curtain's open, and he's got his Gary Glitter uniform on. And he goes, leader! And it's deadly quiet. Deadly quiet. And he goes, yee! All right. Telling me Gary Glitter story. So he goes, it's deadly quiet. And people have got kids in crowd and everything. And people don't know whether to laugh or cry. And the guy from behind the bar runs up onto the stage and whispers into Gary Glitter's ear, Gary Glitter's been arrested. He's a paedophile. He goes, you see shock on his face. And he disappears backstage. And then he comes back out 10 minutes later, dressed as Elvis Presley. And he goes, oh. And he walks to the front. Everybody cheers like mad. And then he comes to the front and he says, right, I'm going to explain exactly what's happened here. He said, I do shows all through the night till 5 o'clock in the morning. And then when I get home, I go to bed. He says, and then I get up at 7 o'clock at night, get changed, and I drive on my moped here, dressed as the character that I'm going to play in the bar. And so he got on his motorbike and he'd driven there. He'd never seen the papers, didn't know what was going on. And he drove all the way through Tenerife dressed as Gary Glitter on the day that Gary Glitter had been arrested for being a paedophile. And he said, I will admit that tonight was very rowdy. I did get a lot of shouting at me, but I'm dressed as Gary Glitter, so you expect it. So he'd come, then walked in back door, just come on stage, to us lot, astounded that this guy had dressed as Gary Glitter. So that's my Gary Glitter story. And I saw him a couple of days later in Los Cristianos, just down the coast a little bit. And he was doing Paul McCartney. I didn't know it was him. He looked like everybody that he did the act against. And he came out and he said, yeah, guys, that was strange the other night, weren't it? And I went, whoa, what was strange? And he goes, when I came out dressed as Gary Glitter, like, oh my God, was that you? You're like, yeah, it was funny though. Everybody were laughing afterwards. This guy would try to do Elvis Presley, but everybody was hysterics. So anyway, it is good to see you all here, and I need to get this work done. I'm still tidying up because this is going to be a shop eventually. So I'm still in the middle of yeah, true story. True, but really weird. Weird. Yeah. And he told us as well, the guy said he did 4 acts. He did Gary Glitter, he did Elvis Presley, he did Paul McCartney and Ozzy Osbourne. And Gary Glitter was 50% of his money. Gary Glitter was the big one. Nobody wants to see Paul McCartney impersonations. They want to see Gary Glitter. And now they can't. And then when I got back, I was telling one of my friends about it, saying, telling him the story about what happened. And he said he went every single year to see Gary Glitter in Gary Glitter's gang show. I don't know where that is. Where you buy a ticket and you take all your kids to the Christmas special with Gary Glitter. I'm like, well, you better get your money back this year because you won't be going. This has been a long conversation about a paedophile, hasn't it? Which is weird. It's good to see you all supporting each other. Yee! Something under here that needs taking off. I have time my life. One more for you. Hello, Cooking Passion. How are you today? It's nice to see you in here for working with God. That doesn't go there. I've got to get used to putting things in the right place. Because Mary gets upset because I don't put things where they're supposed to be because I'm a bloke. I just put them down and I think that'll tidy itself up. So should I be showing you what I'm making? Should I show you what the designs are? Is it of interest to anybody? That's what we made just then. To keep people who ride horses from getting run over. It's a protective vest. It says, please slow down on the back. Because people in the countryside drive like dickheads past people on horses. And if the horses get spooked, it throws the rider off. They love the accent. Order. And squeeze all air out, look. And squeeze all air out, look, so it saves me a couple of quid on postage. Like a miser, aren't I? You're freezing? Oh, come here, it's absolutely boiling today. This office is really cold all the time. You probably won't believe this until I get my wireless camera and give you a tour of the office. But this office actually used to be the Chapel of Rest. So, true story. Another one bites the dust. You love hot weather. Yeah. I'm of a certain age. And I've had a lot of injuries. That's not right. I've had a lot of injuries in my early life through sports. And I get arthritis now in cold weather. And I'm only quite young, but it's only going to get worse for me. And did you know this as well? You can take arthritis shows up on your bone on scans, and they can remove bits of it. That's weird. I didn't know that. Hello, strange destiny, wherever you are. I didn't see you come in. Hang on. So, who's going to watch Rant Jam's 420 special tomorrow? At some point, somewhere, I am told that I will be on it. Pretty good at sneaking in. Sneaky. You will be there. The Rant Jam special. I don't know what he's. I suppose he's going to send me an email today and let me know what I'm expected to do. But I should set up a little studio so that I can play in it. And really, I think he's going to tell me what I'm playing, maybe. I'm sure he'll have something that he wants me to do. I'm very good, thank you. So, Strange Destiny, how are you? This week has been a heads down. Yeah, I'm printing T-shirts. It's one of my many businesses. Olive. Hello. We're trying to de-stress. Yeah. Sometimes when I am stressed out, sometimes I play music, but sometimes that gets me even more stressed. I don't get stressed a lot though, really, anyway. That's that then. Yeah, so I get my guitar out and sit and play, but then if someone's disrupting me while I'm playing, I get even more stressed out then. Yeah, I agree. You've got to have a little exit, haven't you? A little exit from life where you can just chill out in your own space. I have a lot of friends that are married. What are you making? Next, I'm making a fishing T-shirt. I have a lot of friends who, in marriage, who don't get any time to themselves at all. And that would cripple me if I couldn't get a bit of breathing space. Women that want to follow them everywhere they go. If they can't go out with their mates, wives have got to be there. And it's, come on, we don't need to be stood next to each other, living in each other's pockets. But I do have dedicated time to my family where I go out my way just to do something with the family. And I don't budge on that a lot neither. I always make sure that that day never gets disrupted and I don't put it off. Jesus never goes anywhere though. He barely gets out of his bedroom. Bloody useless. Xbox and PS4 or whatever it is. The scorn of the children, making them unfit and useless. I don't know if any of you have got Xboxes and PS4s or whatever, but bin them. Get them binned. Bad for you. Yeah, you need to get outside. I tell you what, where's scissors gone? Autocorrect. You can autocorrect though. You can sometimes suss it out, but hey Jessica, you alright? See, you try to get into them and then everybody gives up because they never get into heaven when God's on telly. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's here. A gift from God. I'm God, you mean you're good? I'm God, you're good. Come on, machine. Didn't show you me Uncle Knobhead cup. I'll come a bit closer so you can have a look. I'm Uncle Knobhead. I don't know if that means same in American, but I think it's a bit of a British phrase, isn't it? Knobhead. You knobhead. Sounds good though, doesn't it? Shithead. It's, well, a little bit like a dunce, but what it is it's like someone who's got shit for brains, like I'm fucking always acting like an idiot, always wants to be the village idiot all the time. Knobhead. So every family in England has got an Uncle Knobhead. Pollock. I've never heard of a pollock other than a fish. Someone who's just daft all the time. I'll give you an example. Our Uncle Knobhead in our family is 56-year-old, and him and his girlfriend split up every month, and then they're back together, and then he's telling her he's going to get married to her, and then he's not, and oh, is it? Polak. And then he turns up pissed at your door and acts like a dick and promises stuff, never gets his stuff done. He's just an all-round, never grew up Uncle Knobhead. And my wife gets upset because we send him a Christmas card sometimes, and I'll write to Uncle Knobhead on it. And she's like, can't call him that. He doesn't know we call him Uncle Knobhead. Yeah, Uncle Knobhead for president. You've already got Uncle Knobhead for your president in America. Uncle Knobhead. We were talking about the president, weren't we, yesterday? What a prick he is. But he didn't have a lot of choice. The choice was, he got my vote. Do you know what? If I had a choice, I would have voted for him, because when it came down to him and Clinton, the choice was pretty piss poor anyway, wasn't it? So, and he was the guy who was saying he was going to make America great, and she was telling us, everybody, she was going to go to war. So, and you'd have been at war a long time ago if she'd got in, because that makes her cash. Yeah, Trump is a dick, isn't he? He's a dick, but he was the best of the two dickheads that you had. I don't think in America... Hello, Queen Paula Banks. In America, you don't seem to vote for the best candidate. It seems that you vote for the guy who's the biggest celebrity or the most famous person. Whereas we vote for the more boring ones, the boring political ones. President Butler. So what? Not sure about the best of two. All right. Well, equally, they were both shite, weren't they? What do you want? Do you want a murderer or a game show host? And a murderer who's supposed to be a strong lady that lets her husband wank off in his secretary's face. So, strong lady, my ass. No one bad to dust. I want the murderer. What's that? President Butler is the man. I don't know what President Butler is. What's next? Oh, you are in for a treat. A proper treat. Who'd have thought this would come up after this? Da, 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 da. Pennsylvania. All right, go comment on one of my videos, and then I can go. I'll remember, and I'll go and have a look afterwards. I'm just popping over here. Popping over here a sec again. Life is life. Na 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 life. Na 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 na. Life is life. Na 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 na. Da, 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 da. You're in for a great treat now. Did you see one of those independent people that are running for presidency a few weeks ago with a boot on his head? I'd have voted for him. You were your best option then. Shall I tell you another story? Yeah. Shall I tell you another story about God's life, about something that happened in England? If you don't want a story, just say no and I won't do it. I don't like horses. Oh. don't know what's going to happen with this mask when it gets to summer, because I'm boiling to death here. West all over. It's all over somewhere. I'd vote for you, so what? I would vote for you. Right. Just going to get changed because I'm red hot. It's bloody hot in heaven today. Sun coming in through windows like we've never known. Forgot that we're on as well. Hey! Man, that was hot. Hot in England. Who would have known? Right, so I'll just show you what happened there. Look. After everything we've been talking about, that's what I sold. Weird. Spooky. Right. So is anybody actually from England? Also, this story is going to take a bit of explaining. No, nobody's from England, look. Just me. Okay. From Germany. The Germans are in. Yeah, you've got a problem as well, haven't you? Bloody immigration. It's nuts. Right. We used to have a prime minister called Margaret Thatcher in England. Margaret Thatcher, the strong lady of Europe, good prime minister, but made some ridiculous choices. She got too cocky for her own good. And instead of being the great prime minister that she started out being, she started becoming a dictator. Oh, you can feck off with Merkel. She's a nut, isn't she? So, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher decided that instead of paying rates on buildings, she was going to start every person in the UK that had a job, we're going to pay a tax instead of rates, which was called poll tax, which meant in my house where I live with my mum and dad and my brother, we all individually had to pay poll tax, which I'd never paid before. And it was quite expensive. I think it was like, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think it was something like £80 a month. So even to a young kid like myself who had only just started working, I didn't own a house or anything, I still paid it. Anyway, there were riots in the UK. There were riots in the streets, people saying, yeah, it was too much. People refusing to pay it. And I was one of the people who refused to pay it. I didn't riot, but I didn't pay it. So what happened was, I ignored it. And this thing was so bad, it only lasted for 1 year. And they had to abandon it because the people in the UK were starting a revolution and were just not accepting it. There were people breaking into shops and everything. It was really, really weird time in the UK. So it stopped. Me being a genius thought that, well, it's stopped now. I'll never have to pay it. But the government continued chasing up all the people who refused to pay it. And I was one of them. I got a letter through the door And my mother read the letter and she said, do you know, if you don't pay this, you're going to have to go to court. So just pay it. And I said, no, I am absolutely refusing to pay it. Being God, I can do what I want. And I didn't pay it. A couple of months later, some bailiffs, I don't know if you know what bailiffs are. Bailiffs are like the guys who come and repossess products from your house to pay for the things that you're not paying for. Bailiffs came knocking on the door, and I weren't in at home a lot. I was out doing rock stuff, and anyway, this particular day I'm in, and the bailiff comes to the door, and he said, are you so-and-so? I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, fake cops, yeah. I said, no, I'm not. He says, well, we've got to repossess the sum of £450 from this person. And I said, well, just wait a minute. And then I shut the door in his face. And I got cocky with him. Okay, I'm going to be right quick and tell you this story then. Bye-bye. So I got cocky with him, opened the letterbox and said, fuck off, you knobhead, you're not getting out. Anyway, then I got a summons to court. If you don't go to court, then the police come, physically arrest you and take you to jail. So I went to court, and in court, the first, as you walk through the door before you got into court, I had my case. I would argue my case. I don't own an house. I shouldn't pay it. And so I walked through the door, and directly in front of the door were advisors when you walked into the courtrooms, and they say, I am your last chance to speak to me and sort out this problem, else you're going to have to go into court. I said, I don't care. I'm going to go into court and I'm going to argue my point because it's ridiculous. I'm being really stubborn. And the guy who advised me, I used to play football with, and he said, I'm going to give you a little chance so you can have a look in the courtroom and see what's actually going on. And the judge came in, and they brought 12 people all in one go. So you never got to ask your point. And the judge said, why don't you think you should pay it? And you got like a 3-word answer, and then he cut you off. And he was sending people to either sending them to jail, or he was giving them huge fines, which were for the court costs as well. So some of them were up to like £1,000. And most of them were my age. Most of them were kids. Anyway, the next one that came in, so I got to view a couple. The next one that came in there were just 4 people, 3 guys dressed in suits, and 1 guy who had painted his whole head orange and was dressed in orange. And he went down and just said, why don't you think you should pay it? And the first guy in the suit said, well, I don't have a job. And he said, right, well, you don't have a job. And as long as we can confirm that, you shouldn't have to pay it. Next guy said, I don't believe I should pay it because I'm only 19 and don't own an house. And he said, give him a big fine. He said, you pay it and you've got 6 months to pay it, or you go into jail. Next guy said similar, and he said, big fine for him. The next guy who's dressed in orange, and they said, why don't you think you have to pay it? And he goes, I'm a fucking baked bean. And he sent him to jail for 2 years. And I thought, I'm not going to be that baked bean. I'm going to go out and pay it. So I went out and organised it. It was all over the papers next day. Baked bean gets sent to jail. So there you go. 2 years. Yeah, he got 2 years. And he will have served a year of that. I think partly because he swore and it was dressed as a baked bean, and partly because he refused to pay it. So, yeah. But the guys in front of him were lucky they got asked first out. So a lot of them would have been going. So that's what happened. And that's my baked bean story. I'm not telling any more stories today. I've got work to do. I need to crack on really quickly. So, come on, tell me, what's everybody doing today? Somebody's got to have some good plans, haven't they? Big. That is injustice. It is injustice, but you've got to have laws, haven't you? And at some point, you've got to start following the laws. And if you don't follow the laws, I'm doing hate videos. Get in there. If you don't follow the laws, then things will go tits up quickly. So you do have to follow the laws sometimes, and a little bit of dictatorship sometimes is a good thing, which I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. You can't always make the decisions. If you want to be the guy who makes the decisions, then be a judge. Don't not be a judge or not be in politics, and then moan because it's not how you want it. Oh, have you got a new pedal board? What have you got? I'm not a criminal. I do not care about the law. I don't know. I just think there's nothing wrong with a bit of dictatorship. If you didn't have a little bit of dictatorship, man, these streets would be run. Well, I can't really say that at the minute, but I was going to say there would be rioting in the streets, but fuck me, they are rioting in the streets. In fact, it's probably as scary now. What's an Outerwood? What's that? The City Water Board. Not for Flint. I've been watching all about Flint recently. Big. No. Yes. Cyanide. I've been watching this thing about Flint on Netflix. Oh, it's gripping. Because the whole thing started off about water, but now it's just about racism. It's crackers. All the black guys voted for one person, and all the white guys voted for another person. That is just... I don't believe any of them are racist, but it does seem very racist, doesn't it? Yeah, it is scary. And the amount of shootings. I mean, you got a big gun problem, haven't you? But like the amount of shootings that they have in that little city, there will be war. It is racist. I don't think that they're like. I don't think any particular group of them are racist. I don't think like the white guys who voted for Trump are racist. But there is certainly a divide, isn't there? And we don't really have that in UK. Printing. Cadilla, I am printing t-shirts today. And the next one is a small child's t-shirt. I'm in VA. Where's that? VA is that Vancouver? I'm guessing because I don't know. You guys use initials. We just tell you where we live. Yeah, he has. He has, definitely. Virginia. Bulgaria. All right, Star. How are you doing? Welcome to God's little office that's actually bigger than you could imagine for one person. Yeah, Trump's bonkers, isn't he? He has said some amazing stuff as well. And he did the thing like to the guy who had a disability in a question and answer, and he did that sort of thing. I'm like, whoa, man, you're the worst politician on the planet. But he answers the questions, doesn't he? Look at the British politicians who never answer a question. I don't even know why we pay them. I don't even know why we pay them. And the next thing I'm going to tell you, might have to be a bit careful just in case the guy's in the room, but I don't think he will be. But we have a politician. He's a complete idiot. Handicap jokes, yeah? We have a politician here who's not an elected politician. He wants to be elected in this area. And he's got this thing going on. Yeah, he's still smart. Merkel's a donut. So this guy he's a politician, but he wants to be elected as a councillor in this area. There's an election coming up soon. And what he does is he goes to places where volunteers are doing things, and he gets the press to take a picture of him next to it to make it look like he is the guy that's organised it, and he takes responsibility for it, and then he puts it in all the newspapers himself, so it looks like he's actually doing anything, when actual fact he's doing fuck all. So I own quite a substantial website, and we are going to war with him. Starting next week. The elections are in May, so I didn't want to start it too early, but next week we're going to get pictures of this guy, and every time he takes a picture of himself and puts himself in the news and claims responsibility for taking action on something, I'm just simply going to get one of the guys to take his head off and replace his head with the person who actually is responsible for it. And then I'm going to put the picture of him that's been taken that's in the press and the picture of the guy that's responsible for it. And we're going to ruin him. He's a dick. He can't get away with it. I don't know, Gary Johnson. See, you guys are... When it gets to... Other than Europe, I'm lost. American Green Party. Yeah. And I agree with some of the things that the Green Party do, but man, they're just in the way. They're never going to be elected, are they? They're too wishy-washy, hippie nonsense. So they're not. They're just too focused on the things that they're interested in, and don't answer the questions on the things that everybody else wants to know. Anyway, we're coming out of Europe, aren't we? So see you later. See you later, Europe. And I bet we're not the last of the people to leave Europe as well. Oh, Ranjams is in. Ranjam's in the house. Have you replied to my email, sir? Do I have to wear a dicky bow? Shine weather. Hello. Welcome to heaven. James Campbell in the house. Yeah, so we're leaving Europe, which is great. We desperately need out of Europe because they're infiltrating our country with knobheads. So it does work. When do we need to do that? And how do we do it? And when? And how? And when? I've got hiccups. And when and how? And when and how do we need to do it? And what's the format? How does it work? Are you inviting one person in at a time, or is there going to be loads of people in this thing? And if somebody coughs, it comes off the guy who's playing. How's it going to work? Rants. Leader. So just tell me where I need to be and when. I am here for... What time is it now? Ooh, I'm here for a while. I've been running out. There we go. And what am I playing and what am I doing and what's everybody else playing? You've got to produce this smoothly. Smooth. I'm honest. I'm an honest person. So what? I'm still a rock star. Slightly rock star-ish. Oh, God's gig was great last Saturday. Last Saturday we did the first gig that I'd done in 4 years. First gig that the singer had done in 5 years. The first gig that the bass player had done in like 15 years. And the drummer, he plays in every single band on the planet. He plays all the time. He was the only one who hadn't had loads of time off. Oh, we were shitting bricks, but it was great. Pink in a dude with a willy chop. What does that mean? So, has Ramp Jam sent me a message? Is that what he was trying to tell me? Sent me a message and then ran off. Yeah, I've got something in my mouth. Wow, I got a God pube in my mouth. Right, I think, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and then get my head down and finish these jobs and just make sure that I'm not missing this sound. Oh, here we go. Just sent a message. I have to test the Google Hangouts with you later on today. Okay, how many hours away from right now is it going to be when you want to test it? And I will make sure I'm free. Come on, count the hours, Rance. Right after my first live stream. Oh, I had a problem with Google Hangouts, right? 4 hours. I will be ready. That would make it here, would make it 4:30. Right. What day is it? Thursday. That's good. I can do that. I can do that. So I had a problem with Google Hangouts. And strangely enough, the problem was when I used it on Chrome, it didn't bloody work. So I had to put it onto Internet Explorer. Weird. But it works now. Stream. Yeah, Hangouts has not been great when I've used it. I use Firefox. What's that? Firefox. Yeah. Don't really hear of Firefox now, do you? Excel. So that's not going anywhere. Yeah, I have used Firefox in the past. You let me down. Bloodstained ground. I've been running hard on empty. Box. Why do people come into my office? Oh, there. I put it there, didn't I? I'm going to say, why do people move my stuff? But it was me, I put it there. Yeah, I changed browser and it worked straight away. But to be honest, I need a new computer because this one is a sack of cack, really. I've got a really good computer at home that's not being used. And one that I use every day here. Load of pants. Are we nearly finished? I went out debt collecting yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw that stream. It didn't go well. Didn't go great. Ken. Whoa. 5 days of no power. Grim. Somebody cut through a gas pipe near us and we were out of gas for 3 days. So I can't imagine what bloody 3 days we had, or 5 days without power is like. Oh. You still walk into rooms and try and switch lights on and stuff. Hoods. Yeah, it's annoying. It's irritating as crap. Did you ever see the thing about Apple admitting that they reined the performance of your phone in just before 2 years so that you upgrade? And they said that it's because they don't want, with all the new apps and stuff, they don't want your phone to burn out. Cheeky bastards, Apple. You cheeky bastards. Yeah, you'll get in. Loads of people get in who don't think. The thing with heaven is, right? Yeah, cheeky bastards they are. Right, so the thing with heaven is, you don't even have to believe in God at all. Because when you get to gates of heaven, I forgive all your sins anyway. All you've got to do is say sorry, you're in. That's how easy it is. Yeah, they do it on purpose to sell new iPhones. Well, I had iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, iPhone 4S, okay? Hey, man! It's cool, you just come and just say sorry. It's the rules. It's all right, I had iPhones up to 4S. And at that time, I was sort of going self-employed. And I thought, yeah, I need an iPhone because iPhones are the best. And it'll help me run my business. So I'd gone from working for a big company who did everything for me. I just used to have an idea and somebody would do it, to having to do it myself. So I'm videoing things on my phone, and then I go to the editing software to edit videos, and now these things don't work with Apple because you've got to buy Mac products. That's ridiculous. And then it wouldn't open Windows things. I'm like, well, this is just crackers. I can't use my iPhone with Microsoft products. I'm having to download different programs to make it work. Then, yeah, problems, yeah. So then, I'm right in the middle of the countryside, and I've got glitches. I've got 4G signal, so I'm happy. And there was a situation where I needed to call the emergency services, and without asking me if it wanted to do it, my phone decided to update. And I couldn't call the emergency services. My phone would not physically start up no matter what I did to it again. And it took 45 minutes for my phone to come back on before I could call emergency services. And I'm like, do you know what, Apple? You can just go fuck yourselves. And that was the end of God and Apple. So if anybody remembers the old Twitter account before I changed, oh yeah. So before I changed the name of the Twitter account, so if you go onto Twitter, you'll see God the Good One. I'm back in action on Sunday on Twitter, they're telling me. So I'm in the middle of a ban at the minute. And so before it became God the Good One, the account was called God on iPhone. I totally fell out with Apple and I changed it to God the Good One. Yeah. Bloody Apple, never forgive them, dickheads. God on iPhone, that's what it was before. God on iPhone. Cheeky bastards they are at Apple. So I am now a dedicated Samsung fan. So I've got Samsung phone, so I can show you. That's it there. That's you lot over there. Stand back. Works every time, look. So I've got Samsung phone, Samsung tablet, Samsung TV at home, and it all works. And it's not mean. It doesn't just work with Samsung stuff. It works with everything. Everything. So there you go. Right, guys. Whoa. I've been saying I'm going to go for a bit, but I am going to go. That's me done. Just before I ran at the last thing that I was talking about the other day. When I was on YouTube before, I used to have I had a few very viral videos. Viral for me, not viral as in Logan Paul viral, but viral for me. And when I joined YouTube, when it first started and first became a public thing, it was really, really easy to get followers. And there was no rules. If you wanted to be monetized when that actually came in, you just clicked a button, monetized, that way it worked. And now I've come back and I've misread a few things. And I only recently found out a couple of weeks ago, that you have to have 4,000 hours viewing before you can be monetized. 4,000 hours. How weird is that? So I've been viewed for 20,000 minutes or something. I'm never going to get there. You can't delete it. Well, I know what that feels like because I'm on a Twitter ban at the minute, so that's ridiculous, Rant Jams. I don't know how you're not there. I think you must not be there because you're deleting your live streams. Is that why you're not making it? Yeah. So 1K subs plus 4,000 watch hours. Bonkers. I don't think you need to delete the Rant Jams live thing, because it's not specifically like a sub for sub thing, is it? It's more like networking and introducing other people's channels. It's a review of other people's channels. So when I do it, maybe 5 or 6 people come in here and have a chat with me while I'm working, and I get a couple of hours view time or something. Well, you sometimes have 50 people in your room. So 50 people watch that for 2 hours. That's 100 hours. Oh, think about that. You'd be there in seconds. See you later, Ken. See you later, Ken. Fire that guitar up. Fire it up. Right, what time is it now? It is 20 minutes till Karate Kid comes in. Let's see if we can get a few jobs finished. Right. You've got to use them hours. It depends you said that you don't want to be monetized. I think you should, because I think you're an earner. Pooja's Kitchen, you all right? I think you should just get on with it, because this is going to turn into a job for you, because you've made something really good. I look at Lunatic Dad and Green Bay Wacky and look at how successful they are. I think you're up there at that standard anyway. Whereas mine is to support the Twitter account. Don't know where I'm putting things now. So I'm trying to, mine is like a bolster for the Twitter account. So I always knew that I was doing questions for God live and stuff like that, and I just didn't know how to do it. So it just made sense that the easiest way to do it was to go to YouTube and link it in there. And now I need to have a real think about what I'm actually doing with this channel, because it's a bit of a mismatch of all sorts of stuff. And the other thing that I wanted to incorporate into this channel is it's too late. This channel's now getting a following, so I can't use this channel for it. So things are changing all the time. Oh, that was close. Nearly sent them. Oh, that was nearly wrong. That was nearly wrong. Right, guys, I am going to go. Yeah, I sort of am nearly giving up on having a concept, but I know the circumstances of what happened last time when. Hello. I know the circumstances of what happened last time when I was when I did the channel, and what happened when I stopped the character. So I learned a lesson from that. But anyway, right, I'm going. I'll see you later. I'm switching you lot off. That's my hand wash and it smells nice. Do you want a little whiff? There you go. Like Ladyboy moisturizer, in it, and it's made by Care Plus. So if you need same moisturizer as God, Care Plus moisturizer, and it's like smelling paint. Oh baby, right? Thank you. Have a good day, and I will see you all later. And now I'm going to see what everyone else is doing. See you there.